Hello, and welcome to my peaceful place. So today, it's going to take me more than a minute, but I decided, since I gave my memories on September 11th the other day, and I'll give my memories of my whole life. Basically, this is all the things that I've seen in my lifetime, and it's a pretty long list. I don't think it's exhaustive, but it's pretty long, and I've been around for a number of years, a few. And I'm going to start with this list. This is all the things that I've seen since I was born. So we're going to start with the JFK assassination. I mean, yeah, I was only 3 years old, but I was there. It happened. All right, I don't remember much about that. And then I remember the RFK and the Martin Luther King assassination. So Robert F. Kennedy, who's running for president, whose son is running for president now, or was running for president, is now endorsed Trump, and Martin Luther King assassinations. I wonder how the King family feels about Trump. Anyway, I remember those in 1968. Funny story about that, when RFK was assassinated, I actually did see a news shot on TV. It was, I don't know when it was, because I was only 8 years old. But anyway, I ran downstairs telling my mom that they had just assassinated the president again, because apparently in the back of my mind, RFK and JFK were the same. All right, anyway, 1969, the moon landing. I remember that. I remember watching all those people on the moon walking around and all that other fun stuff, and whether or not it was real, that's controversial now. They don't want you to say it was definitively real, but there's lots of evidence out there, and I think we should talk about that evidence. They say that it's debunked. I say it's not. And you know what? I don't trust them anymore. The ones that spy on us. All right. So I remember this too, about the late 60s and early 70s. I remember watching Vietnam on TV. In fact, during that time period, we would have drills where we as kids would go out into the hallway and put our heads down, our hands over our heads between our knees, and sit there and pray that the atomic bomb didn't go off. Talk about scaring a bunch of little kids. Oh my God. Someday I'm going to tell you about Mr. Stranger Danger. All right. 1974, Nixon resigns. I remember that. That was big, big news. And you know what happened after that? Ford took over. You know, Ford never got one frickin' vote from the electorate. He was appointed when Spiro Agnew resigned. And then he was president when Nixon resigned. That just don't seem right. Seems like that's what they were trying to do to us here a little bit. All right, 1975, Vietnam ended. I remember that because that was a disaster, kind of like Afghanistan. They were taking people off in helicopters and all kinds of other crazy-ass shit. All right, I remember 1979, the Iran hostage crisis. You remember that? When just before the election of Reagan, they decided, we got to get something going for old, what's his name there, the peanut farmer that was president at the time, Jimmy Carter. I mean, he was all right. He was a nice guy and all, but, I mean, he seemed about as smart as a coconut. Anyway, I remember that, the Iran hostage crisis. In 1981, they tried to assassinate Ronald Reagan, and they didn't quite succeed. But I think that they did. Not that Reagan died and he was a robot or anything like that. But it certainly got him to change his stance on a lot of things. Only 2 months into his presidency, all of a sudden, all these promises that he made, he can't keep anymore. And it wasn't like promises like on the economic front and stuff like that. All right. So then in 82, the Falklands War. That was an interesting little deal there, huh? What was that about? 1984, Reagan was reelected in 84. I remember that. But I also remember reading George Orwell's 1984, which seems to be happening now. Didn't happen in 1984. It happened in 2024, right? Okay. So H.W. was elected in 88. Okay, then there was an 86 stock market crash. Not a lot of people remember that. I do. boy, I was almost in worse shape than I am now then. I had a 1-bedroom apartment. I just married, a little kid I was trying to take care of. I had 2 businesses I was trying to get going. And this stock market crash, it came along, and it was terrible. Those were terrible, terrible economic times. Where am I? Okay, in '89, Berlin Wall falls. And you know, it's like we finally had some hope. Some hope for unity, some hope for mankind. Things were moving in the right direction, seemed like anyway. Apparently they weren't. Because in 92, Clinton was elected. But you know what I remember about that? I remember voting for Ross Perot. And looking up at all these people that voted for Ross Perot. And at the end of the day, at the end of the election season, they said Ross Perot only got 20% of the vote. And I mean, for a third-party candidate, that was huge. However, he got more than 20% of the vote. I feel that election was stolen. I really do. I would go around and ask people, a lot of people voted for Ross Perot. We were tired. We were tired of the fucking H.W. Bushes and these Bill Clinton characters who were pulling our strings. Nah. Yeah. Ross Perot, he was the guy. Too bad. Too bad they stole that election from him. In 1994, a second Balkans War started. A war between Croatia and Bosnia. I think they were trying to get World War III started there too. And anyway, that was a tragedy. That was a real tragedy. 1999 was the end of the century, and we had what was known as the Y2K bug. You guys remember the Y2K bug? Well, it was this bug that said that all these computers are going to stop working on 2000 because they just wouldn't know what to do. The software was flawed. Anyway, that was a bunch of BS, huh? That was a nothing burger. 2000, W was elected. Yeah, so what? 2001, the start of the second Iraq War and the Afghani War. And that was 9/11. That was the year of 9/11. And that's why all those wars happened. And that was a travesty, too. A tragic incident that happened. And that was another one that I don't think needed to happen. And I certainly don't think the people who caused 9/11 to happen ever got punished. And I think they should. In fact, I think they got rewarded. I think they got paid off. Huge payoffs. And, you know, I think hopefully karma is going to catch up to them. Karma and God and his judgment should do something about them. And maybe even some of them might still see some kind of justice while on this earth. All right. What else did we have here? Barack Obama, first black president. He was the first Kenyan president, too. I loved his birth certificate, how that wasn't photoshopped at all. Couldn't have been. No way. And that lady who died in Hawaii that had his birth certificate or whatever that was going to testify, you know, that wasn't coincidental at all. No, nothing wrong there. Oh, yeah, that was just coincidence. Yeah, right, okay. 2008 financial crisis, remember that? Who doesn't remember that? That's actually, we're getting into kind of modern times here. A lot of people probably remember that. And then we have President Trump's win in 2016. And, you know, until he won, I was about to give up. I really was. I was so depressed. His winning not only revived me, but probably revived thousands, if not millions of other people. And we get to see a real economy, a good economy, a peaceful economy with his presidency. We saw peace, no wars. We saw money. It was good. And then in 2020, they stole our election again, just like they do with Ross Perot. And now look where we're at. All right, you guys have a great day. Talk to you later. Wow, that was a little bit over 9 minutes. You guys have a great day. Talk to you later. Bye-bye.